to me.
Greetings, my little lovelies. I hope I find you all well again, and as usual, feeling tickety-boo. Now, big show for you today. 5 subjects. Wow. So we better get on. The first one involves a heavy metal drummer and his brush with death and how it affected him. Quite interesting. The second one is all about the quietest room in the world. Believe it or not, if such a thing exists, but it does. And I'm going to show you. The third one is all about the Rapture. Anybody know what the Rapture is? Well, you're going to find out. And the fourth one involves an American president. Not going to tell you which one, because he's dead. And the final one tackles the subject of a parallel universe. Imagine that. Now it seems like we've got a lot to get through, so let's crack on, shall we? Death Angel drummer Will Carroll says he went to hell and met Satan while in a coma fighting coronavirus. The heavy metal rocker tested positive in mid-March after he returned home from San Francisco following a tour in Europe. On March the 18th, he was rushed to California Pacific Medical Center, where he was hooked up to a ventilator and placed into an induced coma when doctors discovered liters of fluid in his lungs. Carroll spent the next 12 days comatose, during which time he saw himself leave his body and plummet down to hell, where Satan punished him for the deadly sin of sloth. He told the San Francisco Chronicle that the female devil morphed him into a Jabba the Hutt-like monster who vomited blood until he had a heart attack. The experience has prompted the musician to re-evaluate his life. He says he has adopted a belief in a higher power and now has given up hard alcohol and drugs. He said, "I don't think Satan is quite as cool as I used to." Carroll's doctors said that they chemically paralyzed the drummer so his body could handle being on a ventilator. The drummer's heart failed during the first few days because the medication needed to keep him on the ventilator was so taxing on his body. He finally came out of the coma and off the ventilator on March the 30th. He says, "I woke up in the hospital bed with tubes coming out of me. And there was a nurse there, and my first words to her were, 'Am I still in hell?' She ignored me," he said. Carroll says he has completely changed his life, does not think the devil is cool, and also believes in God. He still listens to satanic metal music, and he says he still will have the odd glass of cider. He also believes that it was his family's prayers and his friends' prayers that helped pull him through this ordeal. What do you think, folks? As usual, let us know. This is the world's quietest room, and it's at Orfield Labs in Minneapolis. The chamber is so quiet you can hear your own organs. After 30 minutes you'll begin to hallucinate. The longest anyone has lasted inside is 45 minutes. The end of the world is said to be marked by such events as war and natural disasters, according to the beliefs held by many Christians. But before the second coming of Jesus, Christians also believe the Antichrist will arrive to deceive the world during a period known as tribulation. But before this happens, a biblical scholar known as the Bible Memory Man has said that the Rapture will happen first. Professor Tom Meyer, who memorized more than 20 books from the Bible, said, "The rapture is the first event that kicks off the beginning of the end." Professor Tom Meyer says the rapture is imminent and can happen at any second. It is true that Christ gave chronological order of end-of-time events, or signs of the times, for the 7-year tribulation, also called the 70th week of Daniel, but these events do not begin until sometime after the rapture of Christians. During the rapture, he said, Jesus will supposedly appear in the skies but will not yet descend to the earth. Professor Meyer also said that Christ will take all of the dead Christians with him to heaven. Living Christians will then be snatched or carried to the heavens in a blink of an eye. However, the Bible does not specify when this will occur. What do you think, folks? What do we think of the rapture? As usual, let us know. This picture of the supposed ghost of Abraham Lincoln with his widow Mary Lincoln was taken around 1870. It is considered to be one of the first examples of spirit photography. A science experiment in Antarctica may have discovered particles from a universe where time runs backwards. The idea that we live in one of a practically limitless number of near-identical worlds is nothing new, having been proposed previously many times by scientific experts, including Hugh Everett, who in 1957 put forward his many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. Everett's theory suggested that there exists a potentially infinite number of parallel universes in which every possible permutation of history is played out. So what if there existed a parallel universe in which time literally runs in the opposite direction? Incredibly, scientists working at the Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna, which detects ultra-high cosmic neutrinos, may have found evidence that such a universe exists. Low-energy neutrinos are able to pass through our planet without interacting with solid matter. However, the same can't be said for high-energy particles, meaning that any that are detected are effectively coming down from outer space. In one instance, however, the team detected heavy particles coming up from the Earth, suggesting that they could be in fact from a parallel universe where time runs backwards. What's more, this was found to have occurred several times. So could this really be evidence that there is another universe out there? Well, it's certainly possible. However, much work still needs to be done to rule out other possible explanations. What do you think, my little lovelies? Parallel universe? Let us know. Welcome back, my little lovelies. I hope you enjoyed them. Let us know what you think. Keep everything nice and clean and diggity-boo. Now, a couple of you sent in the comments section on the other video, I think it was the last one or the one before, some of your experiences. Now don't worry, I haven't forgotten them. I'll be using them in the next video. So keep an eye out for that, eh? And while I'm on the subject, if you've got any more experiences, feel free to send them in, especially the new subscribers. Oh, hello and welcome to all the new subscribers as well. I forgot to say that. Naughty boy. Right, that's enough nonsense from me for this episode. Until next time, my little lovelies, take care and stay safe. Ta-ta, my little lovelies. Ta-ta.